Hello and welcome back. Once again, you kind of see me in a different atmosphere than the normal behind the desk thing. I'm waiting for a marketplace pickup here. There's going to be some winter scene, and you can probably see it in a little bit in the background where it's snow, but YouTube doesn't like starting off with just quiet, dead quiet. So I would have showed you snow to start your video, but not right now. But anyway, we're waiting on somebody off Marketplace to buy some film. And this is the way I source in the winter is off Marketplace. I do have a couple thrift stores I go to, that type of thing. Because in my area, there's not a lot going on at this time of year. And like I said, I'm gonna pick this film up. Let's see what goes on here. I'm kind of surprised the person still wants to meet me. Actually, they buzzed me to make sure I was still going to come and pick it up in the snow. The roads are pretty good, really. It's a whole lot better than I headed home when I head home from work. They're a lot better now, but let's just see how this goes. I'll get back with you in just a minute here. All right, so here's our pickup. We picked up some Kodak Ultramax 400 film here. It does technically already expired 2009 expiration date, but that really don't matter that much. It's kind of like ink. It's still good. Matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, I'd rather pick up old film like 35 millimeter film and this type of film than I would to pick up ink. Anyway, I took and paid $20 for the lot of all this. I should get about $100 plus shipping for it sold. But yeah, this is a good pickup. This should sell pretty quick. Always look for your expired film, even at, like yard sales, estate sales, that type of thing. It's the type of thing most people don't think about much. The lady said she was surprised by how many people had contacted her about it. So it's definitely a good pickup here. What we're going to do now, I'm going to show you some items that have sold, but what comes up. But yeah, this was a good pickup, even in the cold and the. Okay, well, let's go over some things that sold. Sold this cat in a hat here. This was a bin's find. It's new with tags, but when you find it in the bins, you've got like 35 cents in it. Anyway, $9 plus shipping on the 35-cent hat. Sold a lot of 3 of these arid, extra dry, and unscented here. Picked them up for 75 cents a piece. They're brand new. Got like $11 plus shipping on those. Sold this Western style type belt here. I think it's like a 44 2XL or something. It's good size. Yeah, 2XL genuine leather. Anyway, this was $1 pickup. Anytime I see, fancy like belts like this, and they're cheap, I pick them up. Anyway, another one of those $9 plus shipping. Sold this shirt here. This was $1 a day pickup. 2XL. It's a Feeney, I think's the name. The retail would be like $50. But anyway, $12 plus shipping on the polo there. That's good to see short sleeve polos sell in cold January. Lastly, we sold another VCR. If you watched my video a while back, we did, I did a bunch of VCRs and combo units for sale. Sold this for $22 plus shipping on the VCR. So now to the video portion of the content here. I want to talk about if I was starting all over again and some things I would do. Now, of course, you always get me saying source your house and build up a little bit of money and yada, yada, yada. Let's take another side twist to this. Let's say you didn't want to do that. Let's say you watched a YouTube video and you're ready to go.
You heard from this great reseller who's been doing it for 20 years, who has a big shed, who sells six figures a year, and all of a sudden you can match his or her numbers. Okay? Here's what I would do if you want to do that instead of easy. Around the house, sell the stuff you have. First of all, set you a budget. First of all, hey, I've got this $100 bill that I got coming up. We got tax returns, stuff like that. I got $100 here. I'm going to take it. I'm going to buy some stuff. Hopefully you do have some supplies around the house to get you going at least, but you take $100, you use that towards buying your stuff to resell, okay? And, you go thrifting and stuff like that. And so you do that $100. That's your budget. You have to have a budget. Second of all is don't keep up with the Joneses, okay? Too much time, people watch people on channels and they're like, I've got to be like Joe. I've got to be like Mike. I've got to be like Chris. And I didn't get like this overnight. And even, I tell you what, there's going to be people that start this year in 2025 that will have better sales than I do. That will take off, that they get this, that they get reselling and they're just boom, and they find great inventory and they're in a great location and stuff like that. So find your groove. Find the items that you sell that sell well and continue with it. Wash, repeat, rinse. Don't make it harder than it is, okay? But don't keep up with the Joneses just because you watch someone who sells, empty Rockstar energy cans. They can get $10 a piece for an empty Rockstar energy can. Doesn't mean you can get $10 for an empty Rockstar empty can. You're going to have to find your item. And sometimes it's based on regionally where you're at, okay? Sometimes you're near a beach. I'm not near a beach. You may find stuff like seashells that sell. Just you're out for a walk. You turn a walk into $25, $50. Sounds like a pretty good idea. There's people looking for that. Could it be long tail? Yes. But could it be a great way to start a store? Yes. But there's stuff regionally that you're going to have access to that other people don't have access to. Take advantage of what's in your area. I have a college near me. I take advantage of that college, okay? There's 32,000 students there right now, okay? I try to take advantage of that all I can because they're very disposable people. Younger people tend to be more disposable, even than me, okay? So I take advantage of the wanting to take and get rid of stuff, okay? So don't emulate others. Don't, you take somebody like me now where I've been doing this for a few years and I actually have a pretty good kitty. I can go buy stuff that others can't go buy, a new seller can't go buy. But also, I tell you something that's interested me before, but I have not even bought the first one for. In all my years of resale, I've not bought a storage unit. Does that stuff interest me? Absolutely. But I don't really, at this point, have the room to take on a storage unit because you've got to know how to get rid of stuff immediately in a storage unit situation. I have seen very few storage units that don't have a big old couch you need to get rid of, some kind of entertainment center. We know those pressed wood entertainment centers that we used to all have at the CRT 25 inches in them. That's why I've stayed away from the storage units. I like that type of stuff. I like the idea. I like the potential of, so you put a couple $100 into a storage unit, you get rid of the couch, say $50, $75, you get rid of that entertainment center for $25, you get rid of the furniture, the big stuff, get your $200, and then really all your inventory that you're going to use for eBay ends up free. But you've got to know how to process that and process it very quickly because those people the reason why they're emptying that building is they need it for the next customer. So they need that stuff in like 24 hours gone. So big thing is don't try to emulate everybody unless you're ready to go take that on. Unless you're ready to take that, that next step. And that's another thing that people don't talk about enough is the space that is involved. The space that's involved to take on a store. Make sure, because initially, in my opinion, this is my opinion, you're going to need probably about 200 items a day to keep at least a couple sales going a day. So think about an idea of how much room your empty Rockstar cans will take. How much room will 200 empty Rockstar cans take? And you know what I mean. But how much will your item take? How much will 200 pieces of clothing take up? Will it take up just this rack, which I can tell you there's not 200 pieces on there? Or how many totes will that take up? How much room will those totes take up? Space is something that nobody ever talks about, but it's a reality. Anyway, I've talked for a while now. I'm going to show you the last of what sold and just do a short wrap up. All right, let's go over some things that sold. Sold a Hitachi VCR. If you watch one of my recent videos talking about winter projects, this is one of them I listed that day. Actually, it sold within a couple hours of listing it, testing it, that type of thing. Anyway, and I listed it pretty cheap. It doesn't have a remote or anything. But I do climb them up, give them a good once over, that type of thing. Anyway, $25 plus shipping on the Hitachi VCR. Sold a Nintendo Wii. Also around the same price, about $25.50 plus ship on the Nintendo Wii. I found this while getting the VCRs together for the video. So this was a nice little find, something easy. I always have at my house a Nintendo Wii and an original Xbox hooked up. So all I have to do is swap out the leads to make sure it works and test it. So Wiis are always easy for me to test. So I actually love finding a Wii, though sometimes they don't sell as well. But that one sold $25 plus shipping. Sold this Columbia PFG shirt here. We got $9 plus shipping. The reason why it's not as good, it's a little small shirt. This was a $1 day pickup. It'd be very rare that you'd find a Columbia PFG in a $1 day pickup, but it was because it was a small. Got a couple hats here. Dropped them. So bear with me. Sold this Little Caesars bucket hat type thing. It's reversible. You can wear it like this. You can wear it like that. You can wear it any way you want to. Anyway, $18 plus shipping. That was a Facebook pickup. The funny thing about that Facebook pickup was the lady delivered it to my house. So how you like that for sourcing? Sold this Houston Oilers hat here. New with tag. This was part of a big buy. Well, this wasn't a big buy, but I put out pretty good amount of money. About $120 for about 15 hats. This is part of it. We got $27 plus shipping on that hat. Took a little while, but eventually that buy is paying off. Sold an LL Bean hat. So we're hat selling like crazy. This is like one of those safari hats, bucket hat, another bucket hat. We got like $12, $13 plus shipping on that. I'm not sure where I got that. I didn't pay over a couple bucks for it. Sold Monsters Inc. This is something I've had for a while. Probably was overpriced at one point. Maybe it's come back up or something. Anyway, a little bit over $10 plus shipping on that. And finally, sold this Columbia. It's a fleece. It's 3 extra tall. Big size. I paid pretty good for what I considered for what it. I paid $4 or $5 for it. But anyway, we got $22 plus shipping for the Columbia 3 extra tall fleece. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I appreciate you. The channel is still growing pretty decently at an amount that I'm at least happy with. But this is a channel that is all about you. And it's all about helping you make money. That's why I do what I do. I tell you what, there's a couple YouTube channels this week alone that I reached out to. I seen stuff on Facebook Marketplace that was closer to where they live than I live. And I sent them stuff to help them make money. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you make money. So if you want to make money this year, please think about subscribing to the channel. Please comment below. What are your thoughts for this year? What are you going to do in 2025? Because the last segment I want to hit on is planning. I want you to start planning this year. This year, I want you to make a new goal for yourself. I'm not talking about a listing goal. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking or a sales goal. If that's what your plan is, that's great. But I'm gonna tell you something. I ran into this year. I'm trying to figure out a way around it. I love estate sales. I love, especially family-run estate sales. But we had a couple people in my area that kind of blocked a lot of family-run estate sales. They come in and convince the family that they could make more money by them running it versus the family doing it. Family found out otherwise. And I advised one family, but that didn't work out. So be it what it is. But I've got to find a way around where I get some of these estate sales without the people getting involved. Because what happened was they jacked up the prices really high. And then when the second and third day come in, when it was half price, 75%, they had done set the stuff aside for themselves. So not only were the stuff that was selling, they was getting money off of, they were taking this stuff and selling it on eBay, selling their antique booths. I know for a fact that one of them has pretty much a whole antique place, and the place charges them based on just what they sell. They don't charge them a booth price. They just charge them a percentage of their sales. So that's my plan, is to try to get around to this estate sales, because for me, if you want to really get hard goods in this area, you don't want to stay, getting the closed, one of the best ways is estate sales. I try to fund family-run estate sales. So that's my goal, is try to find a way around it. And I'm convinced I can find a way around it. A couple years ago, the antique booth people were eating me up at yard sales, and I made some adjustments, and I'm still here. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a good week.